There's what we say, and then there's what we don't. And often it's the unspoken that holds the most power. Welcome to the Unspoken Edge, a place where hidden dynamics, quiet tensions, and unacknowledged truths are brought to light and turned into grounded action. I'm Rachel Keck, coach, facilitator, and founder of Mosaic Collaborative. I work with visionary leaders who want growth that is sustainable, relational, and real. Here, we don't just talk about leadership, we talk about the energy underneath it. In each episode, we name the unsaid, hold what's tense, follow the thread to what's true, because clarity creates traction, and legacy isn't just what you leave behind. Legacy is what you live today. Today, I want to talk about the number one cultural failure I see in organizations today, and that is that leaders think that structure and empathy can't coexist. COVID exposed our inability to have systems flexible enough for our differences. But how do we have structure and policy alongside empathy and understanding? It's still a big gap, which is why leaders are demanding employees back into the office. My signal framework addresses this question. It's a blueprint for leaders to recognize their own individuality and the uniqueness of their culture. Then put that knowledge into clear strategy that provides ease, clarity, and trust in the business. I've worked this signal framework over and over in different industries with all types of leaders. The results are palpable. Everyone relaxes into their best work, and the business outcomes elevate. Each of the 5 parts of the signal framework builds on the next, and each part is its own deep well of learning and development. The parts are receptivity, reflection, responsibility, relationship, and regeneration. I'll cover each part in its own episode. So we'll start with receptivity. This is the beginning. Even seasoned leaders armor up and miss the moment. That's why receptivity has to be systematized. It can't be left to chance. Receptivity is our openness to the moment, to information, to perspectives, to the environment around us. I've seen in my own leadership that receptivity isn't about being just being present. It's about staying open, even when the moment feels inconvenient or uncomfortable. The hallmarks of receptivity are a calm nervous system, emotional intelligence, curiosity, and listening. These are difficult skills to develop. And this isn't just about being nice. This is about ensuring your nervous system isn't the bottleneck in your business. Without receptivity, there's confusion over clarity, there's suspicions over trust, and there are bottlenecks and drag over speed and decisions. When I go in to a company, I use these key performance indicators. One is decision velocity. If your leaders are still doing instead of deciding, you don't have leaders. You have overpaid operators. Second is trust and stability. Without trust, every upset in your business can destabilize teams and people and leaders for weeks. The third is clarity of roles. Role confusion often masquerades as accountability problems. If you feel like you have a lack of accountability, you most likely have a lack of clarity. The fourth is alignment speed. Slow alignment kills business momentum. So let's play these KPI out with receptivity, this first part of the signal framework. When receptivity is low or non-existent, you'll have the following: bottlenecks and poor decisions over clear understanding and confident decision-making. You'll have failed collaborations or maybe even siloed departments over open communication and healthy conflict. You'll have a lack of accountability over action and outcomes. So, where do you start with receptivity? Where do you start with the first part of the signal framework? Receptivity starts with our nervous systems. A simple lever you can pull right now is to implement a check-in in the beginning of meetings and one-on-ones. A simple red, yellow, green check-in at the start of meetings is not kindergarten. It's operational intelligence. It surfaces blockers before they derail decisions. It gives you hard data on how people are showing up in your organization. When this is done consistently, it surfaces barriers, it accelerates decisions, and it normalizes emotional intelligence at scale in your business. There's no perfect or done when it comes to our nervous systems. Even as someone who has studied receptivity for over a decade, I've seen how easy it is, even for seasoned leaders, to armor up. Expanding your capacity to receive is not a soft skill. It's the difference between leading in flow or leading from fear. So start with something as simple as red, yellow, green, but don't stop there. Leaders who master receptivity create organizations where trust scales, conflict actually fuels clarity, and decisions move the business forward. This is where legacy begins.